Hello, welcome to my channel. I hope this finds everyone who may be watching well. Hope this finds you well. So in this video I want to talk about the truth. I want to speak the truth, of course, like always. And I want to focus on the importance of outdoor activity. It is the last week of September. We're into fall now, and I walked from my home into a nearby park, and I have some toys with me. We'll show them to you in a bit that I will play by myself. And I just wanted to share how important it is to take time out to relax if you're able, and I think everybody's able. You just have to be intentional about it, make it one of your priorities, and leave other things to the side. Many times that can be a process. Other times you may be able to do it relatively quickly, but you need to think and plan and make this a priority. And boy, do I wish I had somebody with me, a trustworthy, true friend like myself, that is seeking to obey the Lord in all points, overcome the 7 deadly sins with the 7 heavenly virtues. The 7 deadly sins are really 7 big categories of sin that comprise all sins. So again, they are pride, lust, envy, greed, gluttony, wrath, sloth. And if you are not sure what they mean, feel free to look them up on Google. The dictionary is pretty good on there, or any dictionary that you trust. So the opposite of the 7 deadly sins are the 7 heavenly virtues. So for pride, you substitute, right, humility. Okay, this is the prerequisites to gaining the deep peace of God and really gaining eternal life as well. So pride, humility; lust, chastity; envy, kindness; greed, charity; gluttony, temperance; wrath, patience; and sloth, diligence. Okay, so those are the 7 heavenly virtues that if we spend time with God, we will renounce all our carnal pleasures. You know, the pleasure of getting angry in the moment, right? That's wrath. The pleasure of being proud and thinking that, you know, who am I and everybody else doesn't matter. Just pride in our heart and not being humble. Lust, everything that has to do with fulfilling carnal sexual desires. You know, I want to talk about this more extensively, of course, in another video. Hopefully I will get to make that, because I'm always thinking about it. But God doesn't have, I want to just mention it quickly, okay, because the world is so confused, and whoever comes to this channel will be convicted. I wasn't always sure about this, but I did want to know, and I had to make up my mind that God is who He says in Scripture, and He is all the way holy, okay? He is infinity, divine love. That means there's no end to these attributes. That's truth, mercy, compassion, long-suffering on one side, and then you have righteousness, justice, and holiness on the other. So He's all 7 together. And just going to keep repeating this over and over, because people don't seem to be understanding this, you know, and God doesn't have a double standard for single people as for married people. The standard is the same. It's kindness, it's compassion, it's patience, right? It's truth, mercy, compassion, long-suffering, righteousness, justice, holiness. Marriage is not for sex. That's what Satan would have you believe, because that's how he corrupted even Adam, is through the sexual act. Was it not? The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Well, what's good? Originally, God created the life-creating act. It was not sex. God never created that. But Satan corrupted even Adam because they wanted to taste what it was like to do it the non-God ordained way. So they each did it with him. It makes sense. I've heard somebody say this and I believe it. So it's through the sexual act that people end up being corrupted. It's not the only way. There's addictions, right? Drugs, alcohol, all kinds, any addiction, right? You can't be addicted to something that's truly good for you. So anything that becomes an addiction is not good. But the sexual act is right there after pride, you know, thinking I deserve, I'm entitled to. Well, Male body is holy place, female body is most holy place. We cannot do with our bodies or with somebody else's bodies as we please. It belongs to God, just as our life does. It belongs to God first, then to ourselves second, under His guidance, how to care for it and tender it and tend to it and nourish it. And exercise, of course, nutrition, rest, and exercise. These are the three main aspects: how to care for our physical body and our mind. But God doesn't have a double standard. Same standard for single people as for married people. Holiness, abstinence, complete abstinence. Well, what about if we want children? Well, you can have a child, but you're going to reap the consequences. Look around, decide based on reality. It's not a perfect world. This is a very, very, very fallen world. And you're going to bring a child into this world. It's really a lot more cruel than kind. That is if you are a person that loves the truth, right? It's hard to be saved, right? Not because it's so hard to do God's will, it's because the current that pulls downward is so intense. The enemy, right? He's the prince of this world. And he's got his kingdom very, very deeply established and ingrained in this world. So this is not a place to be bringing children. And God's heart, it lies as much for adults as for children. So all of us are sick. We all need healing. We all need a true friend to encourage us to be by our side. Why bring any more children into this world when we have to focus on healing one another and having truth conversations, us adults, amongst each other? And there's so many children already that are not raised by godly parents for the most part, even within the Christian community, because most Christians are worldly. They're not true disciples. We have to surrender all. The Lord said, "He who desires to come after me, let him or her deny himself, pick up his cross, and follow me." Didn't He mean in all points? Now, it's a struggle, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me. It will be a challenge for you. It is a continual challenge, but as we do it, as I keep denying myself, it becomes easier. I've made great progress. And in the Lord's power, in the Lord's strength, not in my own, in His strength. By humbling myself, humility must be first. Without humility, we can't gain the other virtues. So instead of pride, just like pride is the first sin that leads to all the others, the open door to all the others, so humility, I've got gloves on to protect my skin, and this is a mask. So humility is the first heavenly virtue that will open the door to all the others. Humility, chastity, kindness, charity, temperance, patience, diligence. How wonderful, how beautiful they are. So the standard is the same, dear people. Same in singleness as in marriage. If you're male, your body is the holy place, holy temple of God. If you're female, it's the most holy place. That's right, the most holy place, the female body. And if you males would understand that the only way you would touch our bodies, well, your own wife's body, is for healing purposes, to help her to heal in a non-sexual manner. So that's from the chin down all the way up to the knees. On the front part you wouldn't touch, just for massage, and let her hug you, cuddle her gently, tenderly, without any sexual even in your thoughts. You can do that. You can master yourself. Greater is he that conquers himself than he that takes a city, right? So if you will spend time with God, you're going to be able to master your carnal urges, lust, pride, lust, envy, greed, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. And only then will you be able to appropriately and consistently, divinely love a female as God created her to be loved and led and nurtured all the way to God's kingdom. And only this type of true man, true godly man, deserves a woman. Otherwise you don't deserve a wife. And if she stays with you, you would hurt her deeply, and she would hurt you back. And so that's a toxic situation. So until you become that godly man, just be at peace and know that you're on the journey. And if you never get married, that's fine. It's not the worst of it. Just honor the women that are in your life. Honor all people. If you're a more mature believer, you're male, teach the boys how to be men. And give honor to all the women and to all the girls in your life. Treat them very specially. And you will be blessed by God. You'll have peace in your heart. It's not that hard. But you got to exercise your will and surrender it to God's will, to God's perfect will. Because our nature is contrary to God's nature. His nature is divine, ours is fallen and corrupt, right? Well, the sun is shining so brightly in my eyes right now. I think that's a sign from heaven that God is pleased that I'm speaking the truth. But it's really like, wow, it's bright and it's warm. It's beautiful. I can see all the bugs flying. It's so pretty. Oh, it's so beautiful. God is pleased when you speak His truth in a dying world. And you know, when you choose to be a disciple, you're going to be alone a lot of times. You know, I prayed even on the way here, I prayed that God would send me like even just 3 true friends, you know. I don't trust people because they haven't earned it. You got to earn it. I got to earn it with you. You got to earn it with me. But people that I can just, you know, fellowship in the Lord with and go outside so I'm not always alone. But I don't know if it's going to happen. Probably not. I don't know. I would love that though. So anyway, I want to go now to my games. I'll probably make a part 2 so that one video will not be too long. You got the teaching, preaching, and now you're going to see me play and do some things that maybe are going to make you smile or laugh and just hopefully nudge you just a little bit to keep physically active and to take care of your temple. Holy place if you're male, most holy place if you're female, and exercise is definitely one necessary aspect of it. Okay? Well, I'm glad you're watching. Feel free to leave a like or a comment, positive truth comment. Let me know if you appreciate this video or what else you'd like me to talk about, although I have notes anyway. But just connect with me, help me out. It will help me. It will help my channel out for sure. You know, I'm not the focus. God and His principles the focus. So focus on God and His principles, not on me. I'm just a messenger. You know, like any other disciple, the few, the excellent ones, in whom is all my delight, and more importantly, in whom is all God's delight. The disciples, the excellent ones that strive to be perfect, strive to truly give in and love God and love others and speak the truth and strive to walk it, to live it daily. And it's a challenge. I fall too, you know, but I have a repentful heart. That's the difference. I have a repentful heart. All right, so without any further ado, I'm going to close this video and you know, open another one for part 2. So check down below. Maybe I'll post it here in the description for part 2 where you see me playing some stuff. All right, thanks. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and take care. God bless.